everyone, my name is Chanel. I'm a staff writer for PCC student publication The Courier. I wanted to do a style analysis on Katarina Stratford in 10 Things I Hate About You. So to break this video down, I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit of plot context, and then I'll give you more insight as to what kind of person Kat is. And then we'll be talking about specific notable outfits and why that outfit was worn during that specific time. And then we're going to be talking about what I think she'd be wearing if she was a teenager in 2025. 10 Things I Hate About You is a romantic comedy loosely based off of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. It surrounds a protective father that has two daughters with opposite personalities. Bianca, the younger sibling, wants to go out onto the dating scene and she is wanted by lots of suitors. But their father won't let Bianca date until Kat does.
Bianca can date. When she does.
But she's a mutant. What if she never dates?
Then you'll never date. Oh, I like that.
Bianca's suitors pay a guy named Patrick, or Petruchio in the play, to tame the shrew so Bianca could go out. It came out on March 31st, 1999, and they also pay lots of homages to Shakespeare. An example is the high school they go to is named Padua High, which is the name of the public space that Taming of the Shrew is also taking place in. Kat's full name is Katarina Stratford. The last name Stratford is actually Shakespeare's hometown. And the male love interest of this movie, his name is Patrick Verona, direct nod to Romeo and Juliet. Now, since we know more about the plot, we're going to be diving into who Kat is as a person. Catherine, Katarina, or Kat, I'll be calling her Kat for the rest of this video, is known as the Shrew, a seemingly closed-off, reserved young woman who is very intelligent and finds unexpected love in Patrick. The Shakespeare play sees the sisters as objects to have rather than young women with their own minds. The play's narrative is mostly male-centered, even having scenes where the sisters are violent to one another, which was seen as comedy at that time. The objectification and misogyny of Shrew is exactly the reason why Kat in 10 Things I Hate About You is depicted as a vocal, intelligent feminist, and her wardrobe reflects her personality. We learn later on in the film that during Kat's freshman year, her personality was actually more like Bianca's, in the sense that she was more popular and more male-centered. Kat expresses to Bianca that she felt pressured by her peers to act more grown-up, while simultaneously dealing with their mother leaving, leading her to make poor decisions, resulting in her having sex with Joey Donner, who is the school's playboy and is one of Bianca's suitors.
Please tell me you're joking.
Just once. Right after Mom left. Everyone was doing it, so I did it. After that, I swore I would never do anything just because everyone else was doing it, and I haven't since.
Having a parent leave and losing your virginity are two major life events for any human being on Earth, and Kat having to deal with both of those things at the exact same time while being 15 is a very understandable reason as to why she chooses to reject the way girls her age behave and is actively choosing to unlearn the toxic ideology that is put into young women's minds, that women owe sexual exchanges to boys. She puts her energy in educating herself in literature that speaks on dismantling the patriarchy and spreading it to the people around her.
What about Sylvia Plath, or Charlotte Bronte, or Simone de Beauvoir?
What'd I miss?
The oppressive patriarchal values that dictate our education, in hopes of distracting themselves from the pathetic emptiness of their meaningless consumer-driven lives.
And in midst of college application season, she even chooses to go to Sarah Lawrence, which is a historically women's college.
But isn't Sarah Lawrence on the other side of the country?
Thus the basis of its appeal.
Although we never see some sort of flashback to how Kat was prior to their mom leaving, I feel like it's safe to assume that her wardrobe also underwent a change due to these major changes in her life. So now we're going to be diving into Kat's wardrobe. Starting with her jewelry, Kat prefers silver jewelry over gold. Silver is a symbol of intuition, inner wisdom, and is often associated with femininity because of the moon and lunar cycles. Which, side note, Kat definitely would have had a crystal phase if she was a teenager in 2020 in quarantine. The reflective surface of silver is also associated with clarity, purity, and honesty. Kat sees Bianca as a reflection of herself because she is making the same choices her younger self did with the same person being Joey. Even telling Bianca that she acts the way she does towards her because she doesn't want her to make the same mistakes she did. After their mother leaving and the Joey Donner incident, Kat got a peek into real-world struggles and issues, and the silver symbolizes how she can see things clearly now without distortion. It shows growth in the sense that Kat is no longer the person she was during her freshman year. And more on jewelry that Kat wears. Both Kat and Bianca are shown wearing pearl necklaces throughout the film, and that's an homage to their mother, the first figure of femininity in everyone's lives, and pearls also represent love, wisdom, and innocence. Kat's everyday necklace is a pearl necklace with a Celtic charm right in the middle, and Celtic knots are figuratively used to feel interconnectedness and eternity, pointing towards the fact that even if her mother isn't around anymore, Kat still loves her and will be connected to her mother for all of eternity. Her wardrobe consists of straight leg cargos, dark denim, lots of maxi skirts, very rectangular silhouettes for the bottoms, but for her tops, she's seen wearing fitted cropped long sleeves, tank tops, and she always is wearing outerwear, whether that be cropped hoodies or cardigans, leather jackets, and her color palette consists of blues, greens, blacks, and purples. And she is always wearing her iconic black platform flip-flops. So her wardrobe tells a story. Contrasting to her ultra-feminine sister, Bianca, she sports more casual wear like cargos or straight-leg pants to convey that, again, her style doesn't rely on femininity to make people like her. And she actually uses her wardrobe as repellent against these high school boys.
Would any of you be interested in dating Katarina Stratford?
Now we're going to be talking about some notable looks. I specifically wrote notes on these specific outfits because they are different in what she usually wears. And the first outfit that I decided was significant was the outfit that she wears to Club Skunk. Kat loves music, and we learn that she has tickets to see an underground artist called Letters to Cleo at a predominantly women's nightclub called Club Skunk. Bianca and Cam force Patrick to show up, and Kat sees this place as a safe haven, and her outfit she wears shows her comfortability level. She is seen wearing a black tube top with a multicolored miniskirt, and she actually wears a necklace exactly like the one I'm wearing right now. But yeah, this is the only instance in the entire movie where we see Kat break her usual baggy silhouette. This is the only time in the movie where we see her wear a skirt that doesn't surpass her knees. And it makes a lot of sense because she is at a place where it's just women around and just girls her age. Obviously, she feels more comfortable and more safe in an area like that in comparison to an environment like school where there's weirdos like Joey Donner. This shows Patrick that the way that she expresses herself at school isn't always the case. And this is the very beginning of him humanizing her. So fast forward a little bit into the movie, Patrick asks Kat to go to Boki's party with him. Kat ends up getting wasted and she does her little dance on the table. And then Patrick drives her home and she leans in for a kiss, but he rejects her. And she storms out the car and is basically just blocking Patrick out. Kat relies on the thing that keeps her calm, which is music. And in the music store, she's seen wearing a very long purple skirt with a tie-dye pattern with a gray cardigan and a green tank top. The softer colors could be reflecting on the fact that she, instead of lashing out onto Patrick, is choosing peace. The lighter colors also represent how her feelings are at the time. At this point, she's already attached to Patrick. Since she feels so embarrassed that he hasn't reciprocated the same feelings, to grieve, and she wears lighter colors because it's often associated with femininity, and at that, she's being vulnerable with him. Fast forward after the music store, Kat eventually does forgive Patrick after the iconic "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" scene. That's literally every girl's dream. It's so cheesy. I love it. He asks her to go to the prom with her and she is hesitant, but then last minute she decides to go. For Kat's prom look, it's a spaghetti strap dress. The dress is in silk and it's floor length, which is very similar as to what we've seen her wear in previous outfits. And it's this dark lilac color and it has this matching sheer shawl. The silhouette of this dress is very 90s and it reflects on the formal wear during that time period in comparison to what Bianca is seen wearing. The most ill-fitting, like weird tutu baby tee thing going on. I have no idea. That's besides the point. Also, another side note is that my prom dress that I wore to my senior prom was loosely inspired by Kat's. In this scene, Kat is seen wearing this slick back updo, and she is wearing a necklace, but this is a different necklace. It's a pearl necklace, most likely borrowed from Bianca, who borrowed it from their mother.
Where'd you get the pearls? My mom's. And you've been what, hiding them for 3 years? No, Daddy found them in a drawer last week. So you're just gonna start wearing them now? That's for my sister! Oh! And that's for me!
Just to reiterate again, pearls are often associated with femininity and love. I feel like the pearls was signifying a turning point for Kat, showing that she is fully head over heels in love. And also, to expand more on that, lilac is often associated with the first bloom of love, youthfulness, and innocence, which aligns how Kat is feeling. The entire dress, including the shawl, is the same dark lilac color, showing us that not only is Kat in her head about Patrick, but her entire body is covered in love. Later on at prom, Joey reveals that he had been paying Patrick to ask Kat out, and that leads her to storm out of the venue, showing for another time of Kat being vulnerable while she's wearing these colors that are often associated with femininity. During the final moments of the film, where Kat expresses how she feels to Patrick in front of the whole class, it's a very emotional scene. She's seen crying in front of people even, which is something Kat from the beginning of the film wouldn't have done. She's wearing this white sheer button-up with a lot of embroidery stitching throughout the entire top. She's wearing this long dark purple skirt, and it almost is reminiscent of her prom dress, but if it was just a darker plum color. I think that this outfit is the perfect marriage from all of her sides. It has the innocence and femininity from her inner emotions through the top with the colors, the delicateness of it, and also it being embroidered as well. And the skirt's color is reminiscent of her strong feminine persona. It assures us that her morals are still standing strong, and that's how it's always going to be with her. The texture of the skirt being silk shows elegance, and it shows her true emotions. And in that final moment, her guard is being completely put down, and she's opening her arms to Patrick. So yeah. So, if Kat was a teenager in 2025, I feel like the styling of this movie is timeless and classic. So the outfits, every single one of the outfits she's seen wearing could very much translate into 2025 with just a little bit of tweaks here and there. I feel like she and Mandela would frequent flea markets. I feel like they would get up really early in the morning and go to the farmer's market to get like fresh berries. Her dorm in Sarah Lawrence, when you come in, it would be just filled with posters on the wall of artists you've never heard of before. And all of her furniture is either from like Facebook Marketplace or it's from a random antique shop. And if you ask her where anything's from, she's just gonna say that it's either she was gifted it or it was vintage, and she doesn't even know the name of it. Which is basically just saying Kat would be the cool girl that every girl wants to be. Another thing, she would have had another pearl necklace in her rotation, adding on to the everyday one that she wears and the one that her and Bianca share. She would also have a Vivienne Westwood choker. Vivienne Westwood is really popular amongst Gen Z. She stands for rebellion and punk, and she's kept these morals and ideology throughout her career and life, which I think Kat would really, really like. All right, so that was the end of my style analysis of Kat Stratford. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I'll be able to push out as many of these videos as I can as the semester ends. But yeah, thank you. Bye.